things. First of all, I'm such a baby. I was crying in the wings just now. That Broadway section has taken us 6 weeks to put together, and I couldn't be prouder of those guys. They were absolutely... Also, I want to say, how about the Wicked costumes? Those are done by the one and only Deborah Donshaki. Where are you? Come here. Come here. Look at you. Look at you. If you don't know Deborah Dawn, you're not from Hemet. But this is Deborah Donshaki. She made the most amazing... Now, what were you thinking? Here, take this. Give me this mic. What were you
that's
thinking?
Dangerous.
Yeah. Here we go.
Where's the hook? Have that ready. Oh, what was I thinking?
Yeah, that cape. What was that? 30 feet?
I was thinking of all of the ideas that we talked about.
Yeah.
What you wanted. It was
I had nothing to do with that. That was just... No, I want to say thank you very much. We watched the dress rehearsal last night, and everyone that came was just blown away. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you for thinking of me.
This just shows that if we can get this theater up and going, we can have a community theater, and we've got our costume mistress right here. All right, here's some exciting stuff. Does anyone like the movies? Does anyone watch TV? Well, we brought a little bit of Hollywood today. Who would have thought? I want to introduce two of our fantastic celebrities that have come all the way, yes, it's a long way from Hollywood to Hemet, all the way down to support the arts. You know this woman, she's in every movie in the history of the world, every TV show, voiceovers, when you see her face, you're going to go, oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Miss Patrika Darbo. She hurt her foot the other day, so she's gonna...
Hello, everyone. Where's that costume lady? Those were brilliant. Where is she? Honey, I have to just talk to you about one thing. What the hell is... Excuse me for swearing. There's not enough sleeves for us girls who have flags. Come in. Anyway, I want to thank this gentleman for inviting me to come down here. We have history.
Okay.
Enough of that foolishness. I just wanted to tell you that, yes, it is me. I am Patrika Darbo.
Woohoo!
Right now everybody goes, it's Chloe's mom! It's Chloe's mom! That's what happens when you're in a soap opera. You could be a star all by yourself. Suddenly you have a kid, and you're Chloe's mom. What happened to my life? But I have to... You're so bad. Let me just tell you that, first of all, I started working in the theater, which I love better than anything at all. I met my husband in the theater. We were building sets together. Then he was the stage manager and I was in the chorus. Then we were married on stage, and we will be celebrating our 38th wedding anniversary. So, even though I know that there are several people, Vicki and Matt were spooning in the back. They were having reminiscings of things going on. And there's another lady that's in a gorgeous dress the same color as mine, and I'm not sure where she is. She didn't get the memo that only I get to wear this color or this night. Anyway, this is a wonderful facility, and everyone that we've met so far is just darling and wonderful. But also, I've always been a big girl, in more ways than one. But I have to tell you, not every kid is a jock. Not every kid can play sports and do things like that. The theater is a place for kids who don't often fit in someplace, but grow up to be fabulous. We need this kind of place for our young people. We need them to have a place to come and grow and know that it's okay, the fact they can't throw a ball or throw a hoop or out there, that they can come here and be safe and have a wonderful place to be. And I just commend you for restoring this and doing that, because I think that now with kids and their thumbs going out of joints playing on those games, they need to have an imagination. That's the problem these days. Kids do not have an imagination. But is this not the best thing to just sit and become mesmerized and become the witch flying off this way and the other witch going this way and the kids singing? It's a brilliant place, and thank you so much for asking me to come. and I appreciate it very much. And please support this, and if I can come back and help in any way, I will. Thank you. Excuse me. You can't get rid of the hook. Where's the hook? I just want you to know that the seat next to mine is available, should you like to purchase a seat. Or, you know, you can swap back and forth when I'm not here and sit on my seat.
Okay, all right, okay. Go back there. Now, up next, our next, you know this voice. The second you see it, oh, you hear it, you're gonna go, oh my goodness. Now, I'm a Disney person. Everyone that has been, has anyone, let me just say, who here was at Hemet's Got Talent last year? Well, guess what? It's coming back. Starting a week from today is our first audition. The show is now called Voice of the Valley. We are going to Temecula, Idlewild, Murieta, Menifee, of course, and Hemet, San Jacinto. We are bringing their money to us. So please come out and support that. The grand finale will be right here, of course, the historic Hemet Theater, June 9th, but auditions start, like I said, on Saturday. Now this lady right here, I love her to death. Now, my favorite movie that she's in, when we first chatted, I said, oh my God, I love doing that movie. She goes, really? Your mom let you watch that movie as a kid? And I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Anyways, it's my favorite movie, and my brother Nicholas, we can quote it to the end of the time. It's Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Miss Minnie Robinson. Accompanied by Mr. Adam Mason. Hi. How have you been?
Good, how have you been?
I'm great. Hi.
Hi. I got to do a movie with, can you hear me? Yeah. With Patrika. It was really hard in the Caribbean.
Rough.
We had to live on a really neat ship for 3 months.
Rough.
And there was nothing but Norwegian men. Everywhere. So, wow. I don't know what to say except, God, you guys are really talented. I am so impressed. I'm gonna move here. Thanks for having me, and I can't wait to come see your next thing. What else should I say?
Whatever you'd like to say. We just like hearing your voice.
Oh, I want your dress.
Who's, oh, Deborah Dawn?
Red dress with the sparkle junk.
She's still talking.
Patrika still needs her sleeves. Okay, so I have this thing in my head. Remember that movie, If You Build It, They Will Come? So you're already here, it's already built, so you just need to clean it up a little. So let's get some cash from anybody got a brother-in-law or anything. Okay. That's all.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Minnie Robinson. Up next, I'd like to introduce the woman that started this whole thing. She's my boss, so I'll get her name right. She is the head of the Valley Foundation, Miss Sharon Duber. Don't you look lovely? For you.
I'm supposed to talk after that.
That was, well, we put Kimmy and Patrika on stage. Look, she wants to say something. Look at Patrika, she's like, come on, let me come back out.
For many of you who know me, I am not often struck speechless. All right, that's enough. It's more than build it and they will come. God is an incredible director and a producer. And all we have to do is get in line behind him and let him lead. That is what brought us to this point today. Before I keep going, and I'm going to get all emotional, I can just feel it coming, I want to recognize a couple people that are here with us this evening. Let's lighten this mood, because I need to say some stuff.
Shake it
off. Woo! Okay. It shook off.
Okay.
We have our own Hemet City Mayor, Robert Youssef, with us this evening, and his lovely wife. And hailing all the way from San Jacinto, Mayor Andrew Kotyak and his lovely wife. We are honored this evening by City Councilwoman Linda Krupa. And what would an event in our valley be without Senator Dave Kelly and his lovely wife, Brig? And if I forgot anybody that I didn't see, I apologize. We welcome you. This vision that the Valley View Foundation has, you saw this evening, but there's more to it than that. The foundation was put in place only last summer, and before we really even got it off the ground, we were asked if we would consider purchasing and restoring the historic Hemet Theater. Jason Strain, that you heard from earlier this evening, and Nick Reed and I looked at each other for about 3 minutes, and we said, of course. How could we not do it? What many of you may not know, you know now there's an orchestra put under the stage. The talent that you've seen here this evening is all local talent. Not one actor or actress has been paid to be here this evening.
Don't make me cry.
And the gorgeous told me, and next to me is going to cry.
Darn, they're emotional today.
It's extremely emotional. You made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Several people have asked me this evening. They've praised us on the restoration and the preservation of the theater. It hasn't happened yet. What you've seen this evening is the work of many, many, many loving and passionate hands on deck this week. In fact, it hasn't even been a week. It's been less than a week. And the transformation that you've seen is theater. That's what this is all about. Woo! We've staged a phenomenal snippet, if you will, I love that word, of what can be done right here in Hemet. I'm fairly new to the Valley. I came here 7 years ago. I grew up going to theater as a child in Pittsburgh on the East Coast. And one of the things that, it was mentioned earlier this evening, that is missing in our society is the imagination. And we have it right here. We have the talent that you saw this evening right here. We didn't even have to go find it. The vision that Jason and Nick and I have in the foundation, and through all of you, through the committee, through everyone that's here this evening, that vision is to put a performing arts center in the center of downtown historic Hemet, for our valley to enjoy, for our kids to have a place to work, and for our talent to have a place to come and display their passion.
Great idea.
You wouldn't be here this evening if you didn't love the arts. Of course, maybe you just saw the Model A's out front and wondered where it came from. But you wouldn't be here if you didn't love this community. And that's why we're all here this evening. It was mentioned earlier, the 1921 Seat campaign. Most of the folks that purchased those seats are here this evening sitting in them, but I also want to share with you something that I came up with. And as you get involved in that and you purchase a seat, your brass nameplate will be affixed to the left arm of the seat that you purchase, because this theater is near and dear to our hearts, and everyone knows that your left arm flows to your heart. We appreciate you coming out this evening. We're thrilled that you wanted to see what we could do. We need you to open those hearts. We need you to open those wallets. And we need you to help us make this reality. And now I'm going to lose it.
Don't do it.
I know.
What I say.
We have a couple more things planned for you this evening, but one very special thing we have is an after party. The wine bar will continue to stay open. We're going to serve coffee. We're going to have more hors d'oeuvres. The dessert is yet to come, my favorite part. Didn't need a whole lot, couldn't have sat down this dress. But we invite you to stay. There are many people here this evening with a name tag on. I didn't have a place to put it, and y'all know who I am anyway. But please find them. Ask them more questions if you have them. The programs that you have this evening, very, very well put together. Susan Carrier is here in the house. She is with Belly Happenings. Susan Carrier put that program together. We drove her all crazy with how many changes we kept having, but she did an outstanding final job. In that program are little glimpses of the business plan. In the very center is a sponsorship page. There's an envelope there. We also have some marketing packets if anyone wants to take those with you. There's a business plan in those. We have some here on the tables in the front. They're also out in the lobby. It's my phone number that's all over town. It's on the marquee, it's on the program. I hope it's not on the bathroom wall yet, but it is out there. And I do promise I answer my phone and I return phone calls. We want to answer your questions, and we want to help you help us make this what we all now know it can be. Thank you for coming.
We would now like to introduce the one and only. Are you gonna? Because I want to. Did you see her tonight? She looks fabulous.
Yeah, she always looks fabulous.
Yeah. Get her up here.
This next gal that we're going to bring up here, I have to say this first. If it weren't for Mrs. Elena Kern, Mrs. Dr. William Kern, this would not be happening. They wrote the first check in October so that we could open the escrow on this theater. And without further ado, I would like Mrs. Elena Kern to come forward and share with us, for us, her experience and love of the history of film.
Good evening, everyone. This has been a great night, or what? I'm so honored to have been asked to share a little bit of my family history with you tonight. Up here on the screen behind me is a clip of the Squaw Man, 1913. Here's my grandfather, Hosea Stillman. He's in the still over there. At the bottom is my mother, doubling for Mary Pickford, for Mae Murray in that one. My grandfather was the father of 10 children, and he got them all involved in the movies as actors and stunt people. My mother was one of the pioneer stunt women. And in a clip here, in a little bit, here's my mother up here, a clip that's coming up in a moment. You'll see my Uncle Hank doubling for Mary Pickford. And Mary Pickford, of course, was in the Ramona clip that we saw earlier. And I'm sure that, if she had to fall down or trip over something or get dirty, that was my Uncle Hank. And in the lobby by the drinking fountain, there is a picture of Mary Pickford, and then above it is a picture of my Uncle Hank as Mary Pickford. And he was a really pretty Mary Pickford. My grandfather and his family lived at the Lasky Ranch, and he had a lifelong friendship with Cecil B. DeMille and Jesse Lasky. Now, the Lasky famous players, they came along, and during the silent era, it was Lasky's famous players, and they made this very first full-length Western picture, The Squaw Man, in 1914, and it was released in 1914. So it was 100 years ago this year that my grandfather made this connection. And it just dawned on me this morning that today is my grandfather's birthday. So how serendipitous is that? I feel like my mother and my aunts and my uncles, the whole family are up there enjoying this evening. My love for film, for theater, is deeply ingrained. It's in my veins. And I want to thank my husband for being so patient with me these past, I don't know how many months. Thank you, Bill. Because I've spent a lot of time here, as has everyone else, to make this evening a reality. And it's just been amazing. There's my uncle right here, as Mary Pickford. There's Mary Pickford up there. There's the cast of The Squaw Man over here. Look at the old movie, the old movie camera that had a crank on the side. My grandfather also had every animal, horses, camels, elephants, anything that DeMille needed to make one of his epic films like The Ten Commandments, The King of Kings. I think my family was involved in 20-some of feature films from 1913 through 1931. So every animal that DeMille ever had or used in a film belonged to my grandfather. They lived at the Lasky Ranch, and on weekends, everybody would come to the ranch, and my grandmother would cook for everyone. They'd have picnics, and the people I'm talking about who would sit under the oak trees were Charlie Chaplin, Mabel Normand, Geraldine Farrar, Marion Davies, and these were friends. And so I grew up with all of these names rolling around in my head and these wonderful, rich stories, a legacy from my mother's side of the family. So, and then one other little thing that I probably should tell you, on the other side of the family, my father's side of the family, his brother, my Uncle Ralph Camargo, was a Broadway actor. His two daughters, Felice and Victoria, were the original cast of Fiddler on the Roof. So it's film on one side and theater on the other. So this is where I'm coming from. And I am just so honored to be able to share my family history with you and this incredible evening. And Eric Root, I want to share this with you. I'm wearing Lana Turner's pearls tonight. Thank you, my brother and husband. So, with that, I will say, if you liked what you saw tonight, keep coming back, folks, because this guy right here, this gal right here, and everybody who picked up a paintbrush and a dustpan and thumbtack things and washed mirrors, my friend Rochelle Stein, I think, she doesn't